Don't say we didn't tell you so. Now Tea Party is saying it is so upset at Republicans who are contemplating raising the debt limit that they're raising this warning to those who even entertain it. Do it and you are done. Tea Party activist Gina Loudon says this is about principle and stopping the spending spiral now. Gina, what did you make of some of these more traditional arguments expressed by the congressman I just had on, who argues if you had a commitment to really rein in this spending, that's good enough, and go ahead and raise the debt?
Neil, that sounds to me like business as usual, frankly, and that's not what we've elected them to do. You know, they have raised this debt ceiling, the so-called debt ceiling, 74 times since 1962, 10 times in just the last year. We're at $14 trillion now. I think maybe they need to kind of take, a chance to call this what it really is. They're not talking about raising a debt ceiling at all. They're talking about raising more like a circus tent.
Do you think Tea Partiers and folks like yourself are concerned about this stuff with all good reasons, can live with that moment when, for principle, we default on our debt? People expect to be paid for the bonds they own when they cash them in or whatever. We don't make good. First time in our history we don't do that.
I think it's like this. I think DeMint had a great statement on this. He said something like, this is the showdown we've been waiting for. This is what conservatives came to the table for. This is what we've elected these people to do. We have a saying in the show me state here that the proof is in the pudding, and we're asking these politicians to prove their pudding, to stand strong even when it's hard to stand, even when it's really uncomfortable. We're asking them to stand, and we fully expect them to.
What if they don't?
We'll be there. And that's the other thing.
What do you mean you'll be there?
We're going to be there for them.
Let's say a Republican does not, and goes ahead and raises the limit without the guarantees that you wanted or the spending cuts you wanted. Would you urge a primary challenge to that person?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. This is what these people were elected to do. It's their job to cut the spending. They need to pass a balanced budget amendment. They need to stop the spending. They need to remember that the Constitution says consent of the governed. They do not have our consent to continue to pass these fake laws, such as, setting a debt ceiling that's entirely arbitrary. And yes, we'll be there to throw them out if they're not going to do what they were elected to do. You bet we will.
You sound like a pretty good candidate yourself.
Well, not today.
not today. Oh, that's interesting. Not today. All right, well, we'll be watching. Gina Loudon, thank you very, very much. Tea Party activist.
Neil, thank you so much.